It's Mr. Burley at the York Catholic District School Board. This is the 5th video in the web tutorial series with the layout of this little cottage that we've been doing. And we did the exterior walls, perimeter walls, interior walls. We did blocks. I showed you how to bring blocks in. I moved ahead afterwards and put some beds in here, and I created some interior walls, not identical to yours, just something quick so I could show you how to get going. Put the bathroom stuff in, the sink and so on. And I also put the front deck on it. So the front deck is 5 feet, runs all the way across. If you want to make a deck 6 feet, that's fine. I put these little guys in here because if you look and see, there's little storage bins on either side of the deck. I also put a thick railing across the front so you can see the railing running across here. Stairs were 6 feet wide, so you can go ahead and do that. Pause the video and do that if you haven't done that already. I had... this is a lamp, a couple of chairs, and so on. Now, what I want to show you here is just the overall dimensions and notes. So we're not going to define everything with dimensions like we were building it. This isn't for construction period. What this is more like is the design development phase. Or say you were going to buy a house and you went to the sales center and you went in and looked at what they call tract housing, where you see all across Toronto, which is where you have 5 or 6 models you can choose from in the subdivision. You can get one of those models. That's called tract housing. Some people call it cookie cutter housing. That's more of a derogatory term. But nevertheless, when you go into a sales center, this is the kind of thing you would see, the overall dimensions. You're not worried about the size of everything, but the consumer is looking at, or the customer is looking at, the overall dimensions. It may also be used during the design development phase with your architect. You don't need to know every single little dimension. You want to get the basic feel of the house and whether the living spaces are going to be the right size for you, whether the deck's going to be the right size, and so on. So to do that, what we do now is we come in and we have, of course, layers. I've probably already created the layer. I have notes and dimensions, and in notes and dimensions, I chose this color. I went to more colors and I chose this. Cool. You can get more colors here. I chose this guy here. I like the color of it, and I think it shows up nicely. You come in to annotate. So we'll do the overall dimensions first. And again, it's just an overall dimension. So the length and the width of the house kind of thing. So I'm going to grab from here. Now you see that's jumping. I've got the O-snap turned off right now. So it's just assuming I want that long dimension, which I do. I'm going to bring it out, but what you're noticing is it's in decimals. So we're going to come into here, into properties, into here, and you'll see the measurement is 20 feet, and it's saying 240 inches. And so we're just going to change that to 20 feet, enter, and it'll change it to 20 feet. I'm also going to change to architectural 12-inch, nice big dimensions so that the customer can see it. Like that, hit enter, and I've got my dimension. That's great. Now I'm going to do the overall dimension. So it's 20 feet deep, they can see. And now I want to do the overall dimension for the back part here. And you'll see here, watch what's happening. It's assuming all these different ones I want to mention. I can't grab. That's because the O-snap isn't turned on. So we want O-snap turned on so that you can grab the end. And you want to click over here. And you want to walk up this way, around the same distance away. And again, go back into your properties. Hit your escape key, highlight it so that it brings it up on the properties. Hit your escape key first, otherwise it's going to try to draw another dimension. You want to make 24 feet and change it to architectural 12. That's 12 inches. You can do architectural 6 if you like that better. That's fine. I didn't find a way to make the arrows and stuff any bigger or thicker. Now, some overall dimensions. Let's go down. I would say we're probably going to go down. I know a lot of people, my wife included, would be very interested in how thick this deck is, how wide this deck is. Very important to a lot of people. So again, escape key, hit the button, change it to 5 feet. Customer might say, you know what? I want a 6 foot. Can you redo it? And so you have to go back and redesign it. Again, this is the design development phase. This is the back and forth between the customer and the architect. And it's what they refer to as the fun phase. That's when all the little ideas start coming out and whatnot. So leave everything else there. It looks good. 5 feet out. You might want to do the dimension of the stairs as well. I think that's probably something interesting. A lot of people would be finding that interesting. Hit the escape key, touch it. Back over to here. 6 feet. I have not been able to find out how to change that so it automatically does it. In regular AutoCAD, not a problem. In this AutoCAD, I have not been able to find it out. If you can find out, excellent. 12, enter. That one's a little smaller. I can go back and fix that, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. Probably another thing that people would be wondering is, what's the width of that right there? That would be probably something important. So what you do is you take a look at it and think, any dimensions, what would the customer, what the overall dimensions the customer would find interesting? Maybe the size of the bedrooms, probably size of the living rooms, stuff like that, just so they can have a quick look at it and go, okay, I see that's the size, and get an idea. Now, come back in here, we're going to start labeling the rooms. A lot of times you'd see living space and the size, and you can do it right over top of everything. It doesn't have to be tucked neatly on the sheet or anything like that. You come over here and draw something like this, box anywhere you want. I'm going to do all capitals, bedroom, spelling, bedroom, and I think the bedroom is 8 feet by 8 foot 4 inches. And the height of it, I'm going to make the height of this, I think it was 10 inches looked good. I tried a bunch of different times. Actually, it's 10 font, I think, or maybe 10 inches. I'm not sure. It doesn't matter. Enter, check mark it. And now you got the bedroom size. Now you come and grab it, you click it. And if you grab this little guy right here, you can bring him right over, and the outside box won't be there when you're. So just look at the bedroom. Don't worry about the outside box. Put it somewhere where it looks relatively good. I would have probably moved it a little bit off of that. So let's go back and let's just move it off, because the B lined up perfectly with the edge there, and I think that doesn't look very good. It's snapping. So I take my O snap off. Sometimes the O snap is your best friend, and other times it's not. So let's try to make it so it doesn't line up. There we go. Nice. So bedroom, again, with the regular AutoCAD, you can thicken this up much heavier, so it's more dramatic and you can see it. You're not able to do that on here, that I've found anyways. When you print it, it will come out thicker if you change the line type. So, I do this bedroom, I maybe do this bedroom, the water closet, maybe you do that. Maybe you come down in here and say overall living space, or give the overall dimension. You don't really have to say what this is. This is quite clear. So you could just put a big dimension across there. So again, the design development phase, overall dimensions, nothing. You don't have to mention everything. Just you as the person. What would you think that if you were designing this house and you were presenting it to somebody, what things would they want to know? Well, and that's probably what the overall length, width, certainly the front deck, certainly the stairs, I think find interesting. And again, I was saying earlier, I think this would probably spark a lot of people's interest. I would likely put that dimension in as well. I'm going to ignore that door jamb that I put. That was just for drawing purposes. I would probably do something like this, like that, and then of course escape, hit it. And then come over here and just put 5 feet. So now they can see 5 feet. So again, basic overall dimensions. So by now, you should have something that's got all of your stuff in it, overall, all the dimensions, and you should be able to take this now and present it to the customer. So I want you to do that. This was strictly for design purposes, just to learn how to do it, and then we'll go back and of course do our own afterwards. Thanks for watching.